Where is located Kharg Island? Kharg Island is located in the northern part of the Persian Gulf, off the southwestern coast of Iran, near the city of Bushehr. Positioned approximately 25 kilometers (16 miles) from the mainland, the island lies within Iran's territorial waters and is surrounded by important maritime routes. On regional and world maps, Kharg Island appears as a small but strategically placed landmass. Situated northwest of the Strait of Hormuz and along one of the busiest energy corridors in the world. Geographically, Kharg Island is relatively small, measuring about 8 kilometers (5 miles) in length and 4 to 5 kilometers in width. Despite its limited size, its location gives it significant importance in global geography and energy logistics. The island's proximity to major oil shipping lanes and its position within the Persian Gulf make it a key reference point for understanding regional trade routes, energy distribution, and the broader geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. Kharg Island history. Kharg Island has a long and layered history shaped by its strategic location in the Persian Gulf. For centuries, it served as a small but important outpost for trade and maritime activity, connecting Persia with regional and international shipping routes. During the Safavid period, the island gained more attention due to increasing commercial activity, and in the 18th century it became a focal point of European rivalry in the Gulf, particularly when the Dutch briefly established a presence there to support their trading network. In the modern era, Kharg Island's importance grew significantly with the rise of Iran's oil industry in the 20th century. It was developed into one of the country's main oil export terminals, playing a central role in global energy supply. During the Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s, the island became a key target in the so-called tanker war, as attacks on oil infrastructure intensified in the Persian Gulf. Despite damage during the conflict, Kharg Island remained vital to Iran's economy and continues to function as a major hub for oil exports today. Kharg Island governance. Kharg Island is administered by Iran and is part of Bushehr province, one of the country's key coastal regions along the Persian Gulf. The island falls under the jurisdiction of local Iranian governmental authorities, including provincial and municipal administrations responsible for public services, infrastructure, and security. Due to its strategic and economic importance, particularly in the energy sector, Kharg Island also hosts a significant presence of national institutions and state-owned companies. In addition to civil administration, the island's management is closely linked to Iran's oil industry, with major operations overseen by the National Iranian Oil Company, NIOC. Given its role as a primary oil export hub, Kharg Island is subject to heightened security and operational oversight. This combination of local governance and centralized control reflects the island's dual importance as both a residential area and a critical component of Iran's national energy infrastructure.
Thank you for watching. To support the continuation of this type of content and allow us to create higher quality videos, please subscribe to the World Guide YouTube channel, turn on notifications, and like the video. Thank you again for your support.
Why is Kharg Island important to Iran? Kharg Island is of critical importance to Iran because it serves as the country's primary oil export terminal in the Persian Gulf. A significant portion of Iran's crude oil shipments passes through facilities on the island, making it a central hub for the nation's energy economy. Its deep-water ports allow large oil tankers to load efficiently, connecting Iran's oil production to global markets. As a result, Kharg Island plays a key role in generating national revenue and sustaining Iran's position as a major energy exporter. Beyond its economic value, Kharg Island also holds strategic and geopolitical significance. Its location along vital maritime routes in the Persian Gulf places it near major international shipping lanes and close to the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most important energy choke points. This positioning makes the island highly sensitive during periods of regional tension, as any disruption could impact global oil supply and prices. For Iran, maintaining control and security over Kharg Island is therefore essential not only for economic stability, but also for national security and regional influence. Why the Kharg Island matters so much in the Iran war for U.S. A White House official told the BBC that the United States has the capability to strike Kharg Island at any time. The official emphasized that while former President Donald Trump had no intention of deploying ground troops, he would keep all military options available in his role as Commander-in-Chief. Trump had earlier warned that the decision to avoid targeting oil facilities on Kharg Island could change if Iran or other actors attempted to disrupt the safe passage of ships through the Strait of Hormuz. Despite these warnings, Iran has continued to signal potential threats against vessels navigating the strait. According to Aaron McLean, host of the School of War podcast and a CBS national security analyst, U.S. strategic thinking may involve the possibility of seizing the island and using it as leverage to pressure Iran into keeping the strait open. In response, Iran's military stated that any attack on Kharg Island's oil infrastructure would be met with immediate retaliation, including strikes against energy facilities associated with companies cooperating with the United States. Will the U.S. try to seize the island? There's been ongoing speculation about whether the United States might attempt to seize Kharg Island, a move that could severely disrupt Iran's oil exports while also providing a strategic base for potential operations against the mainland. Reports suggest that U.S. officials have considered various military scenarios, including deploying Marines and naval assets to the region, although no official confirmation of such plans has been made. Analysts note that capturing the island could significantly weaken Iran's economic capacity, as Kharg Island is a key hub for its oil exports. However, any operation would be complex and risky. A U.S. force would need to overcome logistical challenges, including long-distance deployment and the difficulty of conducting either amphibious or airborne landings in a highly contested area. Iran has responded to these developments by strengthening its defenses on and around Kharg Island. Officials have warned that any attack would trigger immediate and widespread retaliation against regional infrastructure and shipping routes. Additional military personnel, air defense systems, and protective measures have reportedly been deployed, highlighting the growing tension and the high stakes surrounding the island. Has the U.S. attacked the island before? There are claims that the United States has previously carried out strikes on Kharg Island. Earlier this month, former President Donald Trump stated that the U.S. had targeted multiple military sites on the island and warned that oil infrastructure could also be attacked if Iran continued to disrupt shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. Footage shared on social media and later analyzed by CNN appeared to show explosions at the island's airport facilities, with thick smoke rising into the air. Despite these statements, Trump suggested that Kharg Island was not a top priority but remained an option that could quickly change depending on the situation. His interest in the island is not new. As far back as 1988, he had spoken about the possibility of taking control of Kharg Island, indicating its long-standing strategic significance in U.S. thinking regarding Iran and the Persian Gulf. How are Gulf states responding to rising Kharg Island tensions? Gulf allies are reportedly urging the United States to avoid escalating the situation by deploying ground troops to seize Kharg Island, warning that such a move could lead to heavy casualties and trigger wider regional retaliation. Officials fear that any U.S. military presence on the island would provoke Iran into targeting critical infrastructure across Gulf countries, further intensifying the conflict. Iranian leaders have echoed these warnings, emphasizing that their islands in the Persian Gulf are heavily fortified and ready to respond decisively to any attack, reinforcing concerns that the situation could quickly spiral into a broader regional crisis.
Thank you for watching. To support the continuation of this type of content and allow us to create higher quality videos, please subscribe to the World Guide YouTube channel, turn on notifications, and like the video. Thank you again for your support.